Acne and rosacea linked to MRSA. There is growing evidence that the major cause of MRSA is the inappropriate overprescribing of antibiotics by general practitioners. This is not news, and it is common knowledgeable that most infections are viral and don't require antibiotics. Also, it is well known that antibiotics upset gut bacteria, which lead to overgrowth of the intestinal tract with fungi, such as Candida, which is present in everyone's guts, but normally kept in check by the probiotic bacteria surrounding it, and which also produce chemicals to keep it on check. Antibiotic use can reduce the probiotic bacteria and allow the fungus to grow, which over time can lead to inflammation and misdiagnosis of IBS later in life, and open another chapter in prescribing. A downward spiral we don't want to promote. Candida overgrowth with dysbiotic guts probably affect millions of 20-somethings who have just had years of antibiotics for acne, or a million of 40-somethings who have been put on antibiotics for rosacea. We have clever ways of restoring the normal bacteria balance and reducing Candida without harsh antifungals. However, the use of antibiotics for skin infections such as acne and rosacea, often at low doses and often for 3 to 6 months at a time, is probably the biggest cause of MRSA, multi-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, in hospitals. Let me explain. It doesn't matter whether oral cream or antibiotics are used, they cause the same problem. If the acne you have many blocked pores, then the anaerobic bacteria can start to colonize this area under the plug and cause inflammation and damage. The bacterium only survives in the normal skin at very low levels, as it likes to live in an environment where there's no or little oxygen. When you create a blockage, as with acne, you create the environment for P. acnes. So antibiotics can help to reduce P. acnes, but they also hit another friendly skin bacteria, and herein lies the problem. Staphylococcus epidermis lives on your skin and helps keep other nasty bacteria away. It likes an oxygen-rich environment. The same antibiotics that reduce P. acnes often hit the S. epidermis as well. This attack puts selective pressure on the bacteria to survive, and within 3 or 4 weeks you can isolate resistant strains, S. epidermis, on the skin, being treated with antibiotics. Now, S. epidermis is related to Staphylococcus aureus, S. aureus, which are cousins. S. aureus lives inside the body, and S. epidermis lives on the skin. They meet at places such as at the nose and other entrances in the body. They can pass information to each other through the use of things called plasmids, and it is highly likely information for developing resistance is transferred. Hey presto, we have started the super bug development. The acne sufferer ends up in hospital for an operation. They get a wound infection either from their own bacteria, also through other bugs already there. S. aureus is a typical bacterium that affects wounds. The antibiotics used for wound infections are often found the same or similar to the one that has been used for the patient's acne. And it's not surprising that they find the antibiotics don't work, as the bugs are already resistant. This resistant strain becomes the dominant resident S. aureus in the hospital and is extremely difficult to remove, and can go on to infect many other patients. Using a product such as Acne Care, which has 4 antibacterial agents which control P. acnes by changing conditions in the area under the plug, rather than directly destroying it, you can prevent damage and inflammation without breeding resistant bugs. Acne Care can reduce P. acnes and all the other key causes of acne care, which is inflammation or production cell turnover, all without breeding resistant bugs. As a final thought, the main treatment for rosacea recommended on Prodigy, the GP prescribing database, recommends Rosax cream and gels. Rosax contains the antibiotic metronidazole. Rosacea patients often use it for months and years. It works in a few. Metronidazole is also a powerful antioxidant, and it is these properties that help with rosacea symptoms, not the antibiotic properties. Rosacea is not caused by acne. It is a sobering thought that the antibiotic most used in theater to prevent infections during and shortly after surgery is metronidazole. Imagine if you had been using it for months or years before that operation. It is concerning to think that the antibiotic you're using today could end up leading to someone dying in a hospital in the near future. Change prescribing habits for acne and rosacea now and have an impact on MRSA in hospitals. Use Acne Care, a new medical device with a CE mark. Once in the drug tariff, this should be prescribed by GPs. PCT should act now.